What do you believe is the most misleading advice commonly given? If it's meant to be, it'll happen. Sometimes you gotta go out there and make sure it happens. If it's meant to be, it'll happen. It'll get easier. Life never gives you more than you can handle. All of these phrases imply some form of fate or other supernatural power that ensures your long-term well-being. Sorry, but it doesn't work like that. Lives are ruined every day. There are no guarantees in life. A pure example of survivor's bias. Do what you love, and you'll never work a day in your life. I agree with you on this one. I'm lucky in the sense that I like my work. But to me, it feels like most things get tainted by the pressure of performing for money. That's why the other things I'm really passionate about are done as hobbies. No deadlines or people telling me what to do. Yeah. I think that most people interpret do what you love as take up your hobby as a job. Most of the time it'll lose you both money and your interest in that hobby. Try your best and you will succeed sometimes. No matter how hard you try, you just won't succeed. It'll give you the best chance, but no guarantee. You can do everything flawlessly and still fail. It's inevitable. It is possible to commit no mistakes and still lose. That is not a weakness. That is life. JLP. Any dating advice or cute gesture you see in a movie, it's going to be creepy in real life. Relevant The Onion headline: romantic comedy behavior gets real life man arrested. Money can't buy happiness. While true, it is misleading. Because money can greatly contribute to providing security and things that tend to make people happy. You don't need shoes to run either, but they sure do help. Sure, it doesn't buy happiness, but I'd rather cry in a Ferrari than on a bike. You can be whatever you want. I'm still upset that I'm not a duck. See, it also just doesn't work with how our socio-economic system is set up. If you're born into poverty, you are less likely to get a quality education and or go to college. You still can become an astronaut if you are absurdly smart and talented naturally. But chances are you're not, and you're just gonna end up working at Burger King until you die at the age of 85 because you never made enough to save for retirement. People rarely break the chain. Wealth builds wealth, and poverty builds poverty. It sucks, but it's true. There are quite a few countries around the world where this narrative isn't so one-sided. In NZ, for example, anyone can get a free tertiary education. Healthcare is free and everyone over 65 gets a pension. We pay higher taxes and can't buy assault weapons, but for the most part it's not bad. Edit, except you probably won't be an astronaut. We have lots of sheep. Not so many space programs. If you ignore the bullies, they'll go away. Sorry, but most of the time, that just encourages them to try harder and go further. Yeah, you can and often should ignore a one-off instance of trivial harassment. But once it's no longer one-off, or no longer trivial, then it is time to respond somehow. One of the best decisions I made at school was to occasionally snap at bullies. But in situations I chose, one person who was much bigger than me used to occasionally give me a shoulder shove when he walked past. I didn't react at the time, but I did wait until his back was turned and thumped him once and calmly said, "That was your warning. Leave me alone or next time I will hurt you, and you won't know when it's coming." The hit was enough to bruise, but not enough to injure. Another time I threw a chair at someone. Similar situation. It stopped all of the issues. I threw a chair at someone. It worked wonderfully. Fortunately I missed, or I would have been expelled, lol. Good things come to those who wait. Nope. Go out there and make it happen. Impatience is a virtue. Patience is a virtue. You have to be willing to actively go for what you want and understand it takes time to get your goal. Otherwise you'll burn out or get frustrated and give up. Live each day like it's your last. Are you serious? That is some horrible advice. Honestly, yeah. If lived today like it was my last, I'd be a drug addict. And risky sexual behaviors as well. Wait 5 to 15 minutes before replying to a text or else you'll seem desperate. I freaking hate it when people do this. You leave me on read. then answer 15 minutes later. You're not desperate. If you do this, you're just much easier to talk to. Turn off read receipts on your iPhone. That's the advice they need. Turn off read receipts for everything. Delete it. When I hear that bit of advice I always think, if being myself worked I wouldn't be having a problem now, would I? Follow your dreams, bro. Apostrophe. Just ignore it. Nor dude, all that pent up negative emotions will manifest as depression. Totally not speaking from experience. Parents, school staff, grandparents, police, just ignore the bully and he will go away. Bully gets intensely more persistent the more I ignore him. Me comes home with more bruising. All adults stares in surprised Pikachu. Bully does it some more. Me gives bully a right cross to the jaw. Bully cries and never picks on me again. All adults. That is not okay. You need to use your words to solve your problems or ignore them. My way ducking worked, didn't it? My biggest regret was never actually using the first. Parents who teach their kids pacifism or self-defense need to be sent to grade school. Literally. Don't try to make money from a hobby, when what they actually mean is don't remove the freedom from your hobby. You can still enjoy a hobby you make money from, providing it's on your terms as much as possible. Learn a trade and you'll be rich. It depends on where you are and how the competition is. Yeah. Where I live they make tons. The issue is that your parent needs to be in it, or you won't have a chance at getting the job. Violence is never the answer. I was bullied pretty much constantly for 8 years. People/adults saw but either didn't do anything or made it worse. I finally snapped one day and hit them. Never had any more issues. I wish I'd done it sooner. I'm not advocating killing anyone, but some people need a wake-up call. Violence is always an option. It just shouldn't be the first one. Totally agree with that. Flattery will get you nowhere. It actually helps you get most places to kiss ass. I'd say yes and no. Always be polite and respectful, even if your boss is an ass, but don't be a brown noser. All you're doing is throwing away your dignity and most people are going to see right through it. In my experience, office politics just means don't piss off people above you in the chain. Just keep your head down and work. And don't complain about someone behind their back, because they will hear it eventually. Blood is thicker than water. The thing about family is, you didn't choose them, but your friends, they were your choice. Yeah, that is an incomplete phrase. The full statement is the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb and pretty much means what you said. I couldn't even begin to tell you how this got flipped around in meaning. That isn't actually the full phrase. That's just another interpretation to the original meaning. Hard work pays off. 65 years later, I've finally been rewarded with old age. Hard work does pay off, but generally not for the person doing all the work. Hard work pays off your boss loans. Just think, it could be worse. Someone has it worse off than you. This can be an incredibly destructive thing to say to someone. Just because someone else might have a broken leg doesn't make your broken toe hurt any less. It's this way of thinking that caused me to not seek treatment for my depression sooner. I always had the mentality that, well, I'm not suicidal, so it's not that bad. When I was being self-destructive, not leaving the house, not going to university, and not really taking care of myself, everyone's pain is valid, and trying to brush it off by saying that someone has it worse can only do more harm than good. Don't cry. Let people express their feelings and cry if that's what they need. Unless you hurt your sibling and they're crying. Now, they should cry and feel bad about what they did. They just need to know they won't get any sympathy for it. If I can do it, you can do it. It only works in specific contexts. Person A, if I can drink a glass of water just fine, you can too. Person B starts drowning. Person A, FFS. If you follow your dreams, they will come true. Bullshit. You not only have to work your ass off to achieve that dream, you also need to work to support yourself until you achieve said dream. Plus, you need the talent, connections, know-how, and temperament to be whatever it is you want to be. Following your dreams is fine. Just make sure you're working toward them, too, or else you're just following them to watch someone else live them. Follow your dreams imply that you will work hard to reach your dream. If you just dream without reaching for it, it's just a dream. That going to college, not knowing a career path from the get-go, will help your future when in reality you end up with possibly hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, as a face in the crowd of people who did the exact same as you. I wish I would have known this before going to college. I will die with my student loans. I was just thinking this same damn thing. I feel like I haven't made a dent. You're fine just the way you are. Hey, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.